Oh, howdy, howdy, howdy. My name is Anashi Sasuke. Welcome to Warhammer Chaosbane. I wasn't talking because I got used to these starting with some. There we go.
In an age of lawlessness and despair, the empire of man lay in ruins, torn asunder by civil war, and racked by famine and plague. Desperate, unscrupulous men deserted the temples of their fathers and gathered in forbidden cults, seeking the favor of the dark gods. And so it was, in the year 2301, that a Kurgan warlord named Asavar Kul united the savage tribes of the Chaos Wastes and made war upon the realms of men. The invaders entered the distant northern kingdom of Kislev and sacked its largest city, Prague. They sacrificed its people to their dark gods, and any who managed to flee were driven into the freezing wilderness. The Empire seemed powerless to stop the Chaos Horde, and many feared that the end of the world was at hand. But in the Empire's darkest hour, a nobleman from the south named Magnus rallied the people of the Empire to resist the invaders, uniting the warring Elector Counts in the process. The Imperial Army marched to the rescue of the Kislevite capital, fighting Kul's army in a massive battle outside the city walls. Joined by mighty heroes from all across the land, Magnus defeated Kul in single combat, and the Chaos Horde was scattered to the winds. Blessed by the gods and heralded as the true Emperor, Magnus returned to Nuln in triumph. But even as the old world celebrated Magnus's victory, the Dark Gods were planning their revenge.
So, I know pretty much nothing about this game. Other than it seems to be happening in the world of the Warhammer fantasy setting. I don't know if it's in the exact same thing as the Age of Sigmar, because I don't see that written anywhere. But I did not see 40k on it, so I knew it wasn't that either. But I've wondered if the Warhammer fantasy setting is still all of the people of 40k, but different things. And so, if that Magnus was also supposed to be Magnus the Red, and that was just the Horus Heresy that just happened. Let's see. I don't know what kind of gameplay this has. I don't know what kind of game this is. I don't know. I didn't even know this game was a thing until I was going through my PlayStation to see what Warhammer games I had access to, and this popped up through PlayStation Plus Premium. And since mine of that expires in a couple of weeks, I decided to do this game next, before finishing reading about the Tyranids. So, we got the Empire Soldier, High Elf Mage, the Slayer, who looks like a dwarf, the Wood Elf Scout, who is a ranger, the Dwarf Engineer, and the Witch Hunter, which is probably a rogue. Well, usually in fantasy games, if I can use magic, I will use magic. So hopefully I can pick more than just this. Create. It looks like I'll just be that guy if I choose the High Elf Mage. Let's see. Elven magic is known to be among the most dangerous weapons in skilled hands, and Elantir wields it with rare dexterity. Let me turn down my headphones a little bit. Adept at discharging torrents of pure magic onto his enemies, he is able to combine his powerful spells to control his opponents, thus devastating their ranks with ease. The High Elf Prince Elantir was exiled from Ulthuan and now travels the old world in search of redemption. Proud and arrogant, he has become a master in the magical arts. So it looks like if I don't want to play as a dude, my options are to either be the Scout or the Engineer. And that's it. So at least the engineer would be a battle ginger, but I don't want to do that. Let's see. Snaking between her enemies while sowing death in their ranks with a grace and ferocity, Alessa is a ruthless archer who prefers cunning over brutality. Her knowledge over nature allows her to call upon powerful allies and set lethal traps to control her opponents, while she finishes them from afar with her arrows and deadly poisons. She is a young wood elf from Athel Loren, but now roams the old world in search of adventure. Fiery and fearless, she hunts her enemies in the shadows like a vengeful spirit. It sounds like my last D&D character, honestly. But I would like to use magic, but I don't want to play as a dude. But for the sake of what this video is, I guess it doesn't matter. He disappeared, though. Illatir? Nobody else disappeared. What happened to you? Okay. Sorry about the sniffles. I was fine until, like, I started talking, and then my nose was like, ha ha ha, screw you. So we got a prologue, chapter 5, and chapter 6. Why am I allowed to bounce around? That sounds like a dumb idea. And also, why is chapter 1 the prologue? Those are two different things.
The High Elves of Ulthuan are masters of the winds of magic, and none are more renowned than the High Princes of Safri. You were born to a life of great power and privilege, destined one day to take your place among the archmages at the Tower of Hoeth. The arts of magic came easily to you, but as your skill grew, so did your arrogance. A rivalry with another student at the tower spun out of control, culminating in a magical duel that left your rival dead and one of your teachers crippled. As punishment for your recklessness and disobedience, you were banished from Ulthuan until you had atoned for your crimes. Cast out with nothing but a few magical tomes and the clothes on your back, you journeyed to the old world in search of adventure.
Well, damn.
At first, the news of the Chaos invasion meant little to you. Your people had been fighting the Dark Gods and their armies for thousands of years. But then you learned that Teclis, Hoeth's greatest living archmage, had come to the old world to offer his support to Magnus and the Empire. Believing your moment of redemption was at hand, you rushed north to join the Imperial army. Magnus accepted your offer at once, glad for another mage to battle Kul's sorcerers. As the day of battle dawned, you were determined to prove your worth or die in the attempt. While Teclis shielded Magnus from the enemy's spells, you fought Kul's sorcerers and demons with all the skill at your command. By the time the battle was over, you were a hero. Magnus offered you a place in his retinue, a position of tremendous power and influence. Such trifles meant nothing to you. All that mattered was the opinion of Teclis, who could end your bitter exile with just a few words. And so you have chosen to travel to Nuln with the Imperial army, determined to win the favor of the High Lawmaster at any cost. If that meant protecting Magnus from his enemies and rebuilding the ravaged human empire, then that is what you will do.
Okay. Looks like I might have lost a little bit of the anti-aliasing while recording. Hopefully it actually is recording, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself.
And despair. A time of dark magic, treachery, and war. It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds. And across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
Yeah, I noticed.
There is sorcery in the air. I can feel it. I'd best get to the courtyard and see what's wrong.
Is that supposed to be me? So I can't turn the camera. So it looks like this is another game that's like Diablo then? Or it might be closer to Paths of Exile. But unlike Inquisitor, I have no camera control.
Ungos! The tower is under attack. They're here for Magnus. I've got to stop them.
Okay. Well, at least there's a map. It looks like I've only got auto attack. Which, despite the staff, the auto attack is just alternating fireballs. Also, it put me on the normal difficulty, but I didn't see any option to do anything about that. So I guess I'm just playing on normal. Healing. Did I even take damage? If you are injured, I'm not though. Does that recharge, or do I just gotta find another one? Okay, it recharges. There's nothing here. Oh!
Thanks,
What's up, dude?
while you're here. There's
There are
monsters
monsters
everywhere.
everywhere.
The tower's being overrun.
I noticed.
I can see that, you fool. Where is Magnus?
Upstairs in the throne room, there's armor in a chest by the stairs. Take whatever you need, but hurry.
Okay. Open the box! Savory Mage Blade. Savory Mage Tunic. If you select the spot... Yeah, this is just... This is literally Diablo 3. Okay. Just straight up. Looks like he equipped them immediately. So if this is Diablo 3, then that would mean that Inquisitor was Diablo 4 before Diablo 4. Because it plays similarly to that, but I almost want to say slightly better? But it's also been a while since I played Diablo 4. I might be misremembering. Oh. I didn't even realize I had just gotten a move for circle. I was trying to see if I had a dodge roll. Oh. He's making noises of getting hurt, but my health bar was not moving. If this is the normal difficulty, I guess I should be fine that there wasn't anything to make it lower, because I don't seem to need it. Oh, I can aim the thing. Only the last spell can be controlled with this skill. Okay. Press circle and then control it. It was doing okay ping-ponging. This guy back there had Beetlejuice pants. Oh, I can't move until I actually do it. Why didn't you teach me that while I was fighting people? You aren't going to blame me for killing Magnus or something, are you?
With foul magics. The Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. Shouting a challenge, you prepared your counterspells. But the enemy struck first. By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead.
They're blaming me, aren't they?
The shouts of angry men fill the throne room. But these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters. The Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus.
For fuck's sake.
We tried to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, elf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! This is the work of chaos, Teclis says. Sorcery of the darkest kind.
Okay.
Teclis examines Magnus in silence. He lives, thank the gods, the High Elf says at last. But he is in the grip of a powerful curse. It is only a matter of time before he succumbs. No one outside this room must know what happened here. If the people learn that Magnus has fallen, then everything he fought for will have been for nothing. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him.
Get your feet wet. I was about to say, if y'all are really going to look me in the eye mid-tutorial and hit me with the "we blame you for the death of the Emperor" when it happened in, like, a drawn cutscene, especially, you know this is a Warhammer game. You know how you know this is a Warhammer game? Because it was the fucking Inquisition. Just immediately. Oh, no, the Emperor's in danger. We don't see nobody here with magic but you, so it must have been you, so we're gonna torture you because we're the Inquisition and that's what we do. Just like 40K, just like the Spanish Inquisition, that's all they do. They kick your door down, go, nobody expects the Inquisition, and then frames you for shit. Anyway, what's up, Techless?
Dark and terrible forces at work in the city.
No.
If we are to find the sorceress and defeat her, we must confront the dark cult that has taken root in Nuln and expose its secret master.
Okay.
Command me, High Lord Master. I will show these humans the might of Azure.
Your courage does you credit, young prince, but do not underestimate your foes. They are more treacherous than you can imagine.
Is the treachery that they can take more than 3 fireballs to the gut before they die?
The attack on the tower came from the sewers that stretch beneath the city. So long as the enemy controls the tunnels surrounding the tower, our position here is vulnerable.
Secret tunnel.
Your first task is simple. Enter the tunnels and drive the cultists back from the tower. Kill everything in your path, but beware. There is no telling what foul things await you in the darkness.
Okay. Enter the sewers. I was going to say, ask which one of these is the sewers, but I guess that is literally just the normal Inquisition symbol. Just lop off those 2 extra bits, and that's just the 40K Inquisition symbol. God, I hate the Inquisition. I'm not going in there. Well, there's the bird wings. I had heard, like, I've had people explain to me that the reason people don't like Warhammer Fantasy is that
You see anything strange out in the city? Don't kill the witch hunters. They'll sort it out faster than you can say, build me a bonfire.
I'm not telling the witch hunters shit. But I don't know if this is the same fantasy setting as Age of Sigmar, because I was told that Age of Sigmar people don't like that one because like the good guys are destined to lose. And everybody already knows that, and so they feel there's no point in playing it. So if this is that setting, why are they even making video games in this setting if everybody knows that you're destined to lose and nobody likes it? Let's see. Certain advanced skills require energy. Have I not been using energy? Before they can be used. If you don't have enough, you cannot use the skill. You regenerate by damaging people with a basic skill. His energy automatically regenerates. So, Diablo 3. Press to view. Yeah, he's making the sound of getting hurt, but his health is just not moving, like, at all. What kind of stuff am I going to have to come up against for either of my resources to actually care? Is the game glitched? I should just stand here for a second and just see how long it takes for my health bar to actually change. Nurgle? Oh, there it goes. Let's get him with the old shocky ping pong. Am I auto healing? Where are you going? So Chaosbane seems to be a more recent game than, like, the Vermintide games. Which is to say, it came out, it seems to have come out after Inquisitor Martyr. So then, why is this one just straight up Diablo 3 after the game that was an open world Diablo clone? Like, I assume it's different developers, and that I don't have the dodge roll, so instead of having a dodge roll, I have the ability. Oh, a treasure chest. I have the ability to just steer my spells. Get out of here, you little nurglings. Did you auto-equip that? I won't put those on. Okay. Part of me is like, I like Diablo 3, so theoretically I should like playing this, and I can even probably play it with a friend if it has crossplay, and it probably doesn't because Sony is just like that. But also, I don't know. Like, I think Inquisitor might have crossplay, but they're also, their co-op is weird. I keep talking about that one, so you can, as you can tell, of the bajillion Warhammer games I apparently have, that's one of the few that I have like, played. But that's because I bought the Battle Sister DLC, because I want to try that. But I haven't even completed the first story beat yet, because I've just been playing other newer games. I do wonder if there have been any Warhammer video games that take place during the Horus Heresy. Because it seems like you can just put whatever you want in the fantasy setting, but there's, like, important lore things that happen in 40k that they just don't talk about. Did I just unlock a black hole? Oh. Well, that's kind of a dodge, but it's really just a reposition. I'm trying to keep my controller away from the microphone so it doesn't pick up me spamming the fireball button. It's like D&D in that way. You get the fireball, you spam the fireball, damn the consequences. But in this case, the consequences are just I don't really need to use anything else. Because compared to the basic attack fireball, everything else is kind of bad, honestly. Or just less effective. I had to let myself get swarmed by like 15 dudes just to actually lose health. And I can't even really emphasize it being the normal difficulty because I didn't see whether or not there even are any other ones. Unless there's just normal and then harder, but you have to beat the game first. Zoop zap zoop 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 zoop. Really, I feel like that might be more effective if I just let it do its own thing. I said that, and then they were like, and now you are immediately surrounded. How do you feel about it now, boyo? Okay, fine. Get the squeakers. But between the green magic and the green gunk everywhere, it's pretty definitely Nurgle. Which means that both this and Inquisitor start with Nurgle as the first threat for some reason? Is he just like the weakest Chaos God? I think some people would say Slaanesh is the weakest god, and from what I've read about Slaanesh, those people are just factually wrong, but, still, why is it always Nurgle first? But if this setting has just still an Inquisition, for the Inquisition, is there a one-to-one for everything in 40k in fantasy? What would be fantasy's version of Ultramarines? I know that they don't need a translation for orcs because, of course, fantasy's going to have orcs. That's just a thing. Also, how come all of Nurgle's dudes are just little itty-bitty gremlins? Did they used to be something, or does he just have the ability to spawn little snot gremlins? Okay, I was like, am I going the right way? There's not a right way, there's just explore. I see a treasure chest coming up, though. If the rats will stop for like 5 seconds. More attack, but my health gets, like, my defense gets worse. And these boots, more magic, but I wasn't really having any problems with that. I would just be losing armor for no reason. But it's only 1 armor for more energy. But also, I guess my health would go down. Oh, changing armor changed what I look like. Cool, cool. I don't know what I want to need the money for. Probably basic Diablo stuff, crafting and the like. Get out of here, you. I swear these rats are coming out like shotgun blasts. They just spread out and just... Rude. Okay. I found something. Leave the area. Okay. Is it more sewers, or am I outside now? Many of his skills get stronger.
I've heard rumors of foul things creeping through the sewers. Why? They could be under our feet this very minute.
Did I just pop it? What?
Makes my skin crawl just thinking about it.
Am I in the same spot that I just entered? What the heck? What was the point of that? Or am I just supposed to report back that there's weird chaos nonsense down there? My lord, there be Nurglings.
I have scattered the vermin from the tunnels, High Lord Master, and driven them deeper into the sewers. The tower is safe, but I sense our enemies gathering in even greater numbers deep within the earth.
I do not doubt it. The servants of Nurgle flourish in darkness and filth. Our battle against the cult has only just begun. You handled the situation well, young prince. Return to me when you are ready for your next task.
Cool, quest rewards. Woo, 1,000 experience. 1,000 gold, 100 gold crowns. And, that's that it? That wasn't even enough experience to level up. Or is that what the little thing above in the wings is? See Teclis in his chambers. So I guess this is going to be a shorter Warhammer video because it's not a bad game. It's slightly worse than Diablo 3, but slightly better than what was that other game? I can't even remember the name of it. That just... The one that was the offshoot series by the people who worked on Diablo 2. Something with the letter T. But it's worse than Diablo 3, but better than that. Worse than Inquisitor, but better than Space Hulk. I don't know. I don't think I would buy it, but I would play more of it if I had the ability to play more of it without having to buy it. I do not care in the slightest about what's going on. I don't really understand what's going on because I know nothing about Warhammer Fantasy. But the gameplay is alright because I enjoy Diablo 3, but there's only so many times I can play through the story of that. So if I want my Diablo 3 fixed without having to play that story again, I guess I got Warhammer Chaosbane. But anyway, if you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you're notified of future uploads. And hey, if you want to try this for yourself, if you have PlayStation Plus Premium, it's in there. If you don't, I've seen it at GameStop. It's one of the few Warhammer games I've ever seen physically in there. I assume it's on Xbox. I don't think it's on Game Pass, but I'm pretty sure that console has it as well. So, thanks again, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.